I wasn't your stereotypical addict or alcoholic. I had a great upbringing, I had a great family, an amazing supportive group of friends. I had a terrific job where I made a lot of money, and for the most part I kept my appearance pretty well. I was making $80,000 a year at my job, but I could barely pay my rent. I couldn't afford food, I couldn't afford anything for myself other than drugs and alcohol. My life was spiraling out of control. I was losing relationships with my friends, my family. I was lying, I was stealing, I was cheating. My life was just becoming completely unmanageable. I came home after working an 11-hour workday one day, and there was a knock on my door. And it was a mailman. He handed me a letter, and there was an eviction notice. And that's when it really hit me. I was making all this money, but I couldn't afford my rent. I was living with my ex-girlfriend at the time. We had been living together for a couple of years, and we were using together. And at that point, we decided that we needed to, get out of this apartment. We weren't able to afford it, but at that time, we still wanted to stay together. So I didn't want to, and I was hiding this from my friends, my family for a long time, but I had nowhere else to turn. I had to make the phone call. So I picked up the phone, I called my two best friends. They came, they picked me up, and they had a little intervention on me. They had a feeling that this was going on, that there was a drug problem, but they never really confronted me straight on about it. We talked, we hung out, and they made me feel better, and they convinced me that I needed to call my father. So I called my father, and he was there for me right away, regardless of what happened. So I came down to Florida, I went into a treatment center, I committed to a 30-day treatment plan, and I got down there with an open mind, but I was under the impression that I would get down to Florida, I would stop the pills, and I would go back, stay in that relationship I was in, come back up to Boston, and still drink, still smoke weed, still live a normal life. Once I started treatment, I was educated on the disease of addiction and the importance of being completely abstinent. And once I put any substance in my body that's mind-altering, it's all downhill from there. All bets are off. This was all new to me. I took it all in, I went to all my groups, I took it all in, and it took a couple of days for me to, for the light bulb to finally turn on. I journaled every day, I wrote about my experiences, and after about a couple of days, a couple of good groups, meeting some good people down in treatment, it finally occurred to me that my life was completely out of control, and I needed to just start over, live a sober life, and make a lot of changes. How does it feel to start over? It felt uncomfortable at first. I was nervous, I didn't like change, but overall it was a huge relief. There was a big weight taken off of my shoulders. I had just gone through so much emotional stress, physical stress. It wasn't fun anymore. So I was ready to take what I learned and start over down in Florida and start a new sober life. I do have a new appreciation now for everybody that's struggling with the disease of addiction. It's tough. It's made me a lot more grateful for the things that I do have, for my family, for my friends, for all the good things that I do have that are in my life that I never really appreciated when I was in active addiction.